It's rolling.
Oh, we're live?
We're live.
Shoot, dude, that was easy.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
So just catch me up, man.
Not much, bro. Just been working on getting some more listings. Been focused more on like the retail side currently. I do the whole like Mike Ferry thing, so I've been calling expired listings and chopping it up with home sellers, trying to get them to list their house for sale. But a lot of them have been, not wanting to just because of the interest rate.
You're having some good conversations though.
They've been pretty good, yeah. Just sellers thinking about buying or thinking about selling and then buying, but a lot of them are they're stuck with the golden handcuffs, they call it. Because they're stuck with that 3% interest rate, and when you tell them that the interest rate is about 7%, they're like, Jesus.
They already know. They know that.
Yep.
You ain't got to tell them. They already know.
No, yeah. So for them to want to like actually list their home for sale and then buy, they're just, it's been a little bit challenging for sure.
They're gonna like mass sell like when the rates drop.
For sure.
I feel it.
You saw the rates actually. They said they were gonna hold rates like this today. They said they weren't gonna go up.
Really?
Yeah. That's Jerome Powell. Yeah, he just said that they were gonna stop. They're probably gonna have interest rates be where they're at for longer.
Yeah.
But they're holding off actually raising them, which is good.
Did you see I'm not sure if you watched like the inflation rate.
They're trying to get to like 2%, right?
They're trying to get it to 2. I just checked it last week. It's at 3.6.
Okay. So we're almost there.
So it's steadily going down. I think they were really aggressive in the beginning with the hikes.
Right.
But like now that it's going down, I think they're just like holding steady.
Right.
And I think even when the rates hit the 2, they're not gonna drop them. I think they're gonna taper them little by little.
Right.
Because if they do too fast, I feel like it's just gonna go like ape
gonna
shit.
flood the market.
Yeah. So I think they're just gonna like once they hit that 2, they're gonna like kind of just like tick at it a little bit at a time.
Right.
But yeah, I mean we're already at a 3.6. We were at like a 8 or 9% inflation rate.
Bro, dude, yeah. When I went to the the grocery store, I was getting some salsa, and salsa was $10. Before it was like $4.99. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that it's actually getting in check. Like I think it's gonna help a lot, but I mean, gas prices are up right now, so it's just crazy how it all works out,
And that's the thing, like like when they switch everything back like to normal rates, like the market's gonna react.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know how it's gonna react, but everyone's like assuming that there's gonna be like that the home prices are gonna go up a lot. Some people are saying 10%. Some people are saying 20%.
Right.
I'm more of like on the 20 side.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be starting probably next summer. I think that the house prices are gonna start skyrocketing and that's what I think.
I could see it, bro. I mean, even from like the peak of last year, I think we're down about it's like 7% overall from the peak of last year. So like it hasn't went down too much as far as like prices go. So I mean, if interest rates go down, I mean, there's so many people that are on the fence. So many sellers that I talk to every single day that are like, yeah, I mean, if the interest rate was 5.5%, maybe 6%, they would consider it. But as of right now, I mean, for them to double their interest rate, they're just like, man, it just really doesn't make sense for me to like get something just slightly bigger or practically the same for the payment that they're paying,
Right.
So I could see it, if it goes up, like it'll probably go up like 10 or 15% for sure.
But here's another thing with that one. Like I'm thinking if the rates go down, the home prices are gonna go up.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of these sellers that are saying, yeah, I'll sell when it's a 5.5, 6, I think they're lying.
Most of them are.
I think they're lying. I think they're full of shit.
For sure.
And
because
and I think that when the rates go down, inventory is going to stay the same.
Yep.
And there's just going to be more buyers in the market, and that's what's going to push prices up.
I agree.
I don't think it's going to make any much difference. Maybe we'll get like 1,000 more listings on market, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be like a huge change in inventory.
No, there's not going to be this like huge exodus of buyers or sellers or what have you. I think it's going to stay pretty steady. I think prices are going to go up, and I think buyers can buy now. So I mean, they're gonna buy whatever inventory's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reason the prices are going to go up is because the demand's going to go up and the supply is going to stay steady.
Yeah,
That's that's what I think is going to happen. I think that's what a lot of people are seeing.
for sure.
Because
Yeah.
there's more. I think there's more pent up energy on the buyer side than the seller side. I think the sellers yeah, maybe they're not happy like in their like starter home, but
Right.
at least they're paying like super cheap
It's not bad.
payments, and
Yeah.
then they're just like chilling.
Oh, dude. Yeah, everyone's
So-
chilling.
So that's what I'm saying, and nobody wants to give that up, and they're not going to, even though they say they are. They're not going to.
I agree. I mean, me and my wife, like we looked at buying a house. Like because right now we're in a house right now. We bought it for $305,000. Interest rate was like 5.375, and we're paying like $2,200 a month, which not bad. But if we go to buy a house for $400,000, the payment's like $3,200 because the interest rate went up to 7.3%.
Right.
So it's like, for an extra $1,000, and we're talking about like a house that's maybe 300 square feet bigger than what we have now. We're like, shit, bro, we'll just stay.
Yeah, it's just too easy to stay, and I mean, yeah, I just don't see them selling, man. I mean, I think people are gonna sell out of like necessity.
Right.
There's always gonna be those people like I'm moving.
Of course.
I got a huge bonus.
Yeah. Job transfer.
Got
Divorce.
married,
Yeah.
divorce, like something, death in the family, something happens. Like there's always those people that have to sell,
Right.
and I think those are the only people that are going to sell.
I agree. They're actually motivated. Those are what we
The
call
only
motivated.
ones, man.
Yeah.
And I think the ones that want to sell to move up or move down, it's
Yeah.
gonna be very far in between.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, bro. I'm excited though. I mean, even going into like the slower season, I mean, this is like prime for you. Like slower season, like things start to sit on the market longer, more deals happen. So I mean, that's the
Yeah.
exciting part is like no matter what market it is, there's always a prime time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. Like right now, like the wintertime is prime time for us to load up on deals.
Right.
And we want to. We just gotta sell some of them.
I mean, bro, that's what we did. That's what we did last year, right? I mean,
We gotta sell Nellis, dude. I got so much money in that
bro,
one.
Nellis is
Dude.
rough, dude.
I have a lot of money. I think that's the one that I have the most money in because I went with a lender that no names,
Right.
but they made me put like a ton of money into it.
Dive deeper into that. So how much did you put into the deal?
At least 100,000.
And what do you normally put into a deal?
Normally for down payment, like $15,000.
I was gonna say it's like 10%, right? Usually.
Less than that.
Yeah.
Less than that.
So we've got 10% or basically $100,000 into a property as a down payment, and then what else you've sunk in, and how much for the rehab?
Well, you get the rehab back.
Okay.
You get the rehab back, but things that you don't get back are like the interest payments,
Right.
the insurance payments, those things. And it's not that much money. I think at the end it adds up to like $10,000-$15,000.
Okay.
And when you're already seeing $100,000, another 10-15, that doesn't really,
Yeah.
it's like a huge number at that point.
Right.
But yeah, I don't like having that much in the flip side. I need to get that money out because
Right.
it's giving me like cash problems.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. And we're getting showings on Nellis.
Still,
So,
I was gonna
yeah.
ask you, how's it doing?
We're doing good, man. I mean, we're getting showings. I just talked to an agent today, actually. The parking's an issue because we've got construction work going on that street.
Dude,
in front of it.
I just drove past it yesterday.
Yeah.
They ripped out the sidewalk.
It's getting worse, man.
Like our driveway, they put a big metal plank
Yeah.
so you can drive.
So you
onto
can
the
drive up
on
to
the driveway. The sidewalk is gone. They ripped it
No,
out.
note to self: if the city's doing construction in front of your house, maybe consider not buying it. So that's something we're learning as we're doing more and more flips.
I didn't know that was gonna happen.
We didn't either, bro. I mean, it's this is the dark side of buying flips. Sometimes you just don't know that things are happening.
Yeah, and I hope that one's still a winner. I think it's still a little early to tell, and I'm hoping that it still is. But
Yeah.
dude, it could be a stinker. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. And we've ran into a lot of problems with that one too. You said with contractors.
We went over on the rehab. Yeah,
Yeah, we went over on the rehab. We had a contractor quit.
2 of them.
Two of
We
them.
have 2 contractors quit on that house.
Yeah. So I mean, that's been it's just one of those rehabs. It's like, you know, like everything that could go wrong kind of did. But, you know, I think at the end of the day, like that's part of flipping, right? It's like, you know, you're going to run into some snags and run into things that you just don't expect. But with that said, I mean, there's still so much upside to it.
Dude, I agree with you. It's still worth doing, but like even as big of a headache as Nellis is, like I don't even like feel it at all.
Right.
Just because I got my dad handling like the contractor side. Like if one quits or whatever, something happens.
Yeah.
I don't even hear about it until the Wednesday meeting.
Right. Yeah. You had a new contractor in there within like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. So I gotta give props to my dad for handling that side of the biz. I know he's not the best when it comes to like technology or just like
Sure.
you know being organized, but when it comes to like the construction side, like his previous like experience like really shines through.
It's his forte, man. I mean, it just comes so natural to him. I mean, he's got a lot of relationships, you know, that he's had over the years. So, I mean, I think it makes it a little bit easier for him just to, you know, fill that gap right away.
Well, let me tell you, like a lot of, I think all the guys that we're using right now are new guys that he's never met before.
Oh, wow.
So it's not really like that he's using old guys. Is that he just knows how to find them.
Right.
Like he found one of the dudes, like he was eating seafood at a Mexican restaurant and he found a guy. Like,
wow, that's funny.
it's just like the dude sitting next to him at the table, you know, just start chopping it up, and then he just finds a dude.
He's a super personal dude, though. I mean, so I think that's, you know, I think that's where he shines the most. Is like, regardless of what he knows, like he's just super personable.
He's very personable, and it's also like when you like have a certain mindset, it's easy to attract people that have like the same mindset. Like I'm sure you run into agents like all the time, or like you just hear like one little thing, like, oh, that person's an agent.
Yeah.
Like one little thing, like, or just like the way they pull out their phone, or they're like, oh, dude, that guy's an agent.
Yeah,
I can already tell.
For sure. Yeah, there's definitely like a lingo and a way you go about it for sure. And
so I think that's what he picks up on, like those little cues of like, oh, you drive that car, I know what you do.
Yeah.
You walk like this, you wear that, you talk like that.
Contractor.
You're a contractor.
For sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's what it comes down to. Not really like he doesn't really use like I told you, like anyone that he knew in the past. Like, these are all new guys.
That's good, man. I mean, that's definitely a skill right there. It's like prospecting contractors, like finding new talent, you know, to help you with the flips, roofers, like whoever it is, you know, like, and I think that's the cool thing about real estate too, is like, you could always use somebody, whether it's a pool guy, a pest guy, like anything, you know what I mean? So it's cool. Your dad has that trait for sure.
Yeah. He's, you know, he's kind of building on that. Like he has that's what he has. And obviously you need more to do his job. And that's kind of like he's building on.
Right.
And I'm constantly challenging him all the time to like do new tasks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To constantly grow like his skill set. Like right now he's applying for a HELOC.
Oh,
like
nice.
We have a HELOC right now with Silver State Credit Union.
Okay.
But they capped us on how much they want to give us. And I know Bank of America gives more money per house.
Oh, okay.
On the HELOC. I think they have us at 30% at Silver State.
Yeah.
And I know Bank of America does 80%.
Wow.
So huge.
That's
difference.
a huge difference. Yeah.
It's like more than double.
That's not even like close.
Not even close. It's definitely worth it. And I told my dad, like, okay, we're gonna apply for the HELOC, but you're gonna do it.
Right.
And he's already quit. I think like twice.
You say he's failed twice?
He's quit like twice.
I mean, you know, trying something new, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, but then I give him like a week or two off, and I'm like, okay, man, you're back on.
Yeah. That's too funny, man. Yeah, he's a great guy.
That's fun.
So what else has been up, man? What have you been working on lately?
I've been working on. I have a huge win. Like I had some issues with a bookkeeper.
Okay.
So 2022, like none of the books were done correctly, and I had to redo all of them.
Right.
So I technically been working on 2022 bookkeeping for I think 15 months straight.
Wow.
And it just finished last week.
That's huge.
I know.
That's good. So how you looking?
I don't know. I just know it's done.
That's all that matters.
That's not my job.
Hey, there you go. That's their job.
That's
bro.
their job, you know, like, and the tax people's job, that's their job. I don't even know how, like, we're just going to file taxes this week, and I think we're late.
Okay.
So I think we're going to have to pay a fee or whatever.
It's a small penalty.
I have no idea.
It's small, no worries.
Whatever it is, you know, we're just going to deal with it at this point. Like, but we're finally ready to file taxes for last year. but we found a bookkeeper that's like pretty good.
Yeah.
And dude, great pricing, dude. Great pricing.
That's good.
Like when I was shopping for bookkeepers, I don't know why, but these guys were the lowest priced, and I think they were the most qualified.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think they were charging me like $400 a month to bookkeep.
Oh, wow.
Or $300 a month to bookkeep, and they were charging me $800 to redo the books from 2022.
That's pretty solid, because it takes like hours to like go through that.
And you want to know I think I already told you, but you know how much the highest quote was from the other companies?
Like 10 grand or something.
It was $20,000.
Oh my god! Yeah, so you got to steal.
No
bro.
names, but
no
someone
names. Yeah,
tried to charge me $20,000 to
yeah.
redo my books for 1 year.
that's nuts.
Now, like the average was like 7, and I was like, "Cool, I can do $7,000."
That's fair. Yeah,
right. But then like
Yeah.
when I saw the 20, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they did it for $800. They did it really quick, no problems at all. Like super hands off.
Good.
I was like really shocked. I'm like this close to telling them, like, you guys got to raise your prices. Like,
Right.
it's too inexpensive. They got to charge more.
That's the benefit, though. Now you'll send them to everybody that you know, and I mean, you know, they'll get more business.
Well,
so.
they haven't asked me to, and I mean, and I told them, I was like, hey, like, what can I do for you guys? Can I write
Yeah.
you a review, this and that? And they're like, oh, nothing. I'm just like, dang.
All right.
You guys need a sales guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You guys need a sales guy.
That's too funny, bro.
But yeah, that's what I've been working on.
Nice.
So, you know, finally getting that off my plate. The bookkeeping, filing taxes for that year, and have to restructure the company.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had to.
What's changed?
Well, we changed into an S corp,
Okay.
and then my dad's working on getting his green card,
Okay.
but he's going through some legal stuff, so we don't know how long that's gonna take.
Yeah.
And for the S corp, he has to sign an I-9, and so he can't sign an I-9 right now.
Right. Until he gets.
So it was cool before because he was getting a 1099, so there was no issues. But now that he's gonna receive, was supposed to receive a W-2
Right.
and do I-9, like he ran into issues.
You can't.
So now he has to gift his portion of the company to my mom. 'Cause she has a green card, so we're gonna put her. It's a total mess.
Until it gets all figured out.
Yeah. It's
And
just
then
a bunch of legal stuff that I don't want to deal with, but that's the stuff that I like spend like the majority of my brain power and time doing.
Yeah.
Like the bookkeeping stuff, like helping people what to do. Like Antonio right now, he's launching the SMS campaign.
Okay. Nice.
He's on the 5th week of working on it.
And it hasn't launched yet.
No, hasn't launched yet.
Right.
And we're actually ready to launch when we started using REI Reply, and he got it ready to launch in 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But then we found out that launch control is way better, so we switched over right away. Just because the one person that told me to use REI Reply is not even using it anymore.
Really?
Using launch control, and I'm like, wow, like
Solid.
No one's using REI. Like, why am I using it?
Right.
So we're legit ready to launch, and then we scrapped everything and started over.
I mean, sometimes that's the best move, though, bro. Because I mean, like, it took 4 weeks, and but that's 4 weeks that if you were doing it on the wrong system, it would have taken you so much longer, like implementing something else.
It's
after
just like
you already
building
started.
the foundation, like getting the foundation
Yeah.
solid before you actually get started.
Yeah.
And that's what I told him. I was like, dude, don't worry about it. Let's just keep working on it, like one step at a time.
For sure.
And let's just get it right. And even when we got the launch control, Trevor and Antonio, they're looking at it, they're like, dude,
Way better.
Like, dude, I'm glad you were switching over. So like even that, like they're the ones that are gonna be using it. So they're happy about it. And I just put Antonio and Trevor into a sales training, like specifically for off market.
Yeah.
And it's like a training that I paid through Steve Trang.
Oh, for sure.
I think I paid
I know Steve.
a few $1,000s I paid for that training. And now I get to put my team through it.
Nice.
And then I'm probably going to watch it too, so I can like brush up on it because I forgot it.
Right.
And then we're going to start role playing. And then I don't want to really do the sales part, but I want to at least, talk the talk and walk the walk.
Yeah. You're probably the most skilled. You might,
probably, but I just don't like, right now I'm really enjoying like organizational part of the business.
Yeah.
And I'm not really too big into like the sales. I can do it.
Yeah,
I can do it. It's just like, you know what it is? It's the organizational part is exponential growth, and the sales part is like more like linear growth.
Right.
So if I'm getting on the sales floor and I'm getting sales, we're making money.
Of course.
But the company's not going to grow 2, 3x, 5x. It's only going to grow, like a few percentages.
I think that's what you said when me and you started working together a little bit. You said that your dad was doing some of the work, like plumbing work and contractors work himself. Mm-hmm. And then you realize you're like, dude, if I switch my dad from being the contractor to have him like manage the contractors, and he helps find one deal a year, he's going to pay for like his position more than he would save me from actually working on the houses and saving a couple $1,000s each house.
Yeah.
So it's probably like the same concept, right? It's like, it makes more sense for you to like, train somebody to do it so they can do it multiple times versus you having to do it. And it gives you time, frees you up to actually work on the business.
Exactly. So yeah, I think, the systems just help it exponentially grow.
Right.
Me getting in the business and doing it, it's like working in the business versus on the business.
Right.
And every time I work on the business, like, even though I'm not good at that either,
right,
like that still gives everyone like the best opportunities for success. So like that's what I've been focusing on, and
right,
also this other legal stuff because no one else can do it
at
the moment. So I'm handling it. So I'm doing like pretty much those two things and just support. Like, hey, what do you need? Stuff like that. But the team's getting like they've been in the office for a year now.
Dang, so, it's been a year.
Yeah, Antonio joined in November.
Dang, that's crazy.
My parents joined in August, so
wow,
they're all pretty much hitting a year at the same time.
Wow.
And they're like all like pretty much like getting pretty mature in their roles.
Yeah.
And so it feels pretty good like to just like kick them work and then they just get it done.
Right. It's crazy to see like, a year ago, I mean, I forget where you were at, how many flips you had. I mean, you might have had like maybe 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, probably.
And like to see where you're at today, like how many do you have currently?
We had 9. Right now we have 8.
8 because we just sold one last week, yeah. Right? So, dude, to see like your growth, like from like 3 properties to like building the team up to like being able to sustain 8 properties at a time, like that's awesome.
Dude, it's been fun.
It's great to see, bro.
It feels like a game.
Yeah.
To me, it just feels like a game. I feel like I'm playing a game.
Right.
And that's what I really enjoy. I think that part, like the game part of it.
Yeah.
Is what I really enjoy out of it. And like kind of building a team, like a basketball team or soccer team, like everyone has their roles,
right?
And just like kind of being like coach or like team captain or something like that. And it's just like learning the game, like discovering the game,
right?
Yeah, it's just like a big game to me.
That's cool, man. Yeah, you got to gamify it, like you turn it into, it's not so much like business, but you can make it fun. And make it something to where it's like, all right, cool. Like we just got to get a deal this week, or we got to like call however many wholesalers or flippers or whoever we're calling to find a deal. It's like, make it fun. And then I know like in your business, I know you were incentivizing like Antonio and the team when they would call wholesalers, like whoever calls the most wholesalers ended up getting like a $25 gift card or $50, whatever it was. Right. Like that makes it fun. That makes it worthwhile. It makes it something where it's like, all right, cool. Like we get something, it makes it fun. And it's not just like, oh, we're just calling a bunch of wholesalers for work.
That did work a little bit, but what's worked even more? Cause I change stuff almost every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's been
not testing, you're not trying, right?
Yeah. What's working the most right now is not really the gamification, but it's kind of like the group mentality. So we started doing daily morning meetings.
Oh, nice.
So
daily huddle.
Every daily huddle.
Nice.
So there's 4 people on the team, so every person does a day, and then Wednesday we do our like official level 10 meeting.
Yeah.
But like the 10-minute meeting is we show up and then we say 2 things that we accomplished the day before.
Mm-hmm.
I accomplished this. I accomplished that.
Start on a positive note.
And then after that, then everyone talks about 2 things they're going to accomplish today, like 2 goals. What are your 2 goals for today? And then we also go over the KPIs from yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So now we're keeping 8 KPIs are up to date.
Yeah.
solid because we're doing it every day.
That's good accountability right there.
And then at the end, we just go over a motivational quote that we like. So whoever's leading the group that day, they get to pick their quote,
Yeah.
and then they share their quote with the team. And we just started. I got that from Clint Cooper. Maybe not
Clint
that
the
exact.
closer.
not exactly that same formula.
Yeah.
But he was talking about doing like a daily powwow. I think he calls it his daily morning warrior meeting, something like that.
Okay. Nice.
And he was kind of like talking through, and I was like, that sounds dope. Like, I want to do that. And then
Yeah.
we just started doing it. And because I used to work at Nike, and we used to do that, and I used to love it.
Just do it.
Yeah. And
I feel I could see that for you. Like now that like looking back, I didn't even know that you worked at Nike. But like you're the type of person like you just do things. Like you're like, all right, I'm gonna do that, and then like legit the next day you're doing it.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of people like they'll like think about it, they'll like take a week, whatever. But like you're like super quick to implement. So I think that's cool, bro. But I could see it. You work at Nike because it's like in your blood.
Yeah, no, dude, I quit after like 6 weeks. No
Well,
call,
he
no
see
show.
he got what he wanted from it, and that was it. Just do it.
Yeah, I got the swag, dude. They have some cool swag there.
They do. I still have I saw their pants, like their sweatpants from like 5 years ago.
Dude, we're actually gonna get team sweaters. I'm gonna get you one,
Hey, let's go.
and most likely
Free merch, baby.
I'm voting for Nike sweaters. I guess we're all gonna vote.
Just make the vote. Literally, just make the decision. What do you mean vote? You're the guy.
I don't know, dude. I think I'm too much of like a it's my personality type
Yeah.
that I need other people's approval. I learned that pretty early when I took the personality test.
Yeah.
That I need other people's approval to do things.
Well, you got my
so-
approval, bro. Just do it.
Damn. No, I can't do it. I just can't do it. That's just not how I am, man. I don't know why I'm like that, but that's just how I am.
Hey, bro. I think that's what makes you uniquely you. You know, we're all different in our own right. So I mean, it's cool that you know that about yourself, and you know, you can make that an actual strength versus a weakness. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the strength thing about it is that it builds like a strong team aspect, because
sure.
people don't see me like as an individual,
Right.
or like this dude with like the whip and telling people what to do and just cracking the whip.
Right.
More of like team player in the court,
For sure.
doing those things. And that felt a lot. That I actually thought about like leaving the company. I know I talked about it a while back.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know how I felt about that. I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I read this book called Good to Great.
Yes. Was
And-
it Jim Collins?
I'm not even sure,
I think so.
but it was talking about like how pretty much the key to any great company is leadership. And it just talked about all the characteristics of like that key leader.
Right.
And I was like, if I leave, this is not going to exist. And even
Right.
now, it doesn't exist. So I had to change a lot of things in myself
Right.
to be that person.
Yeah, you got to create the culture, and I think it comes from within, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not going to portray out unless it's within you. And yeah, I feel like you set the tone. Like, you know, when we work together, it's like you definitely set the tone in every meeting, and I think everybody looks up to that. You know, like they look forward to like what you have to bring to the table for the day, and just the vision of like where you see the company going. So
Yeah.
I think it means a lot for sure.
I'm constantly like trying to like improve myself, and constantly like pushing myself, not beyond my limits,
Right.
but I would say to my limits, and then like a little bit above. Like I don't like to be like extremely uncomfortable.
Right.
But I definitely like constantly daily like challenge myself, and yeah, it's not easy to do, man.
No, it's not. Especially to do it every single day, you know?
Yeah.
I think, but that's the growth mindset that you have too. You know, it's like you're always like striving to get better. And so it's like when you're not reading a book or or listening to a podcast or like, you know, learning something new, you know, it feels like you're like dying inside. Yeah.
And you know, like another good point that I want to bring up is like part of self-improvement, it can be addicting, and it can also be like a negative thing,
Right.
because at the end of the day, if you're always improving, you're pretty much always like comparing.
Yeah. That's so true.
And that I think that's a dangerous place to be, and that's where people get to the point where they're working 80 hours a week, you know, not happy, like choosing their work over their family,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and also just reaching goals and just still not being happy.
Right.
And I think that the only way to really choose to constantly have improvement, like David Goggins type like mentality, like, oh, I'm gonna get better.
Yeah,
But it is also to combine it with like gratitude
I agree.
and like always be thankful for like what you do have,
Yeah.
or what you have had, because you might lose it.
So true, bro. I mean, I know for me, like, I mean, as far as like gratitude goes, I mean, I read the Bible. I try to read it daily. You know, I miss some days, of course, but in the Bible, I mean, it just talks about like being grateful for what you have, and you know, grateful for the gift, the mercy of God, and what have you, and you know, just being reminded daily that we have that gift of grace, and just being grateful for what we do have. It's everything, bro. I mean, it sets the tone for the day, for the week, and I think, you know, everybody can feel a difference in the person that you are when you set that tone for your day, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, if you ever see anybody get stuck on like that train, I always try to remind them about like the gratitude. Dude, it fixes so many things.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, got to stay grateful, man. You got to stay grateful, or else yeah, you can get off track quick, you know, especially with a lot of people are like workaholics, and just like you're saying,
It's never
like,
enough.
It's never enough, you know, like we always want more and more and more. And it's like, dude, like, you know, there's one thing like to be successful in business, but there's another to be successful as a husband, as like a son or a family member.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, you want to be there as a good friend. And it's like, you know, just being successful in one area of your life, it's not as fulfilling as people think. You know, having a lot of money is great, don't get me wrong, but you know, if you have no one to spend it with, is it really that great?
No, it's not.
So, you know, it's just something to think about for sure.
No, for sure. No, I agree with you, man. I think I work on that a lot. I think that's one of the things I've been working on the most, probably like the last month, is like the gratitude aspect, because I have found myself like not being happy.
Yeah.
It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm
Just
like,
in a slump or what?
no, just like not satisfied, not happy. Yeah, maybe in a slump, feeling a little depressed, and I'm just like, dang, dude, like, why do I feel like this? This sucks. You know what I mean? Like, all, you know, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try my best. Oh, where did I see it? Oh, it was at Hope Church.
Oh, okay.
I went to Hope Church, and the pastor was saying, he was talking about joy killers. And he was saying the number one joy killer is like envy and jealousy, pretty much.
Dude, it's a real thing. Like, you know, social media, it's like all we do is see our friends post about their lives and how great it looks. And dude, it can be a slippery slope, like if you're not in a good place, you know?
Exactly.
Like comparing yourself to
Even
others.
if you are.
Yeah, even if you are, like, it's still like you're still comparing yourself, and like, dude, like you're gonna want what other people have, and it's like you're gonna wish that you were further off than you are now, and it's like it's really hard to compare some like your situation with somebody else's. Like, we don't all have the same starting line. Like some of us start a little bit further back in life, depending on, you know, family or what have you, money, financial, whatever it is, you know. So yeah, it's a slippery slope when you start to compare yourself to others. And yeah, bro, you just gotta like stay grateful and you know, stay humble.
Yeah. Anyway, so ever since I 100% agree with you, by the way.
Yeah.
But ever since I went to that sermon, I started a gratitude journal, and I've been like journaling just how many things I've been grateful for, and I think I don't know how many I've hit by, like 300, 400 things already. That
Dude, that's good, bro.
So I've been, you know, I was consistent for about 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's good. I'm gonna take a break, but I'm gonna hit it back up, and I've been slowly revisiting it and stuff. But I did get like a strong little upswing.
Yeah.
And dude, I feel great.
That's good, man. I've tried. Yeah, like right now, like I haven't journaled for probably like a week. You know, I go on and off, like where I'll do it like a lot, kind of like you. So like I'll do it for like 2 weeks, and then I'll like taper off a little bit, and then I'll do it like 3 or 4 times a week, whatever it is. But yeah, it's something I got to get back into for sure.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't know, man. I used to journal like consistently for like a year plus straight.
Yeah.
But I after like a year, I just didn't. It felt like I was like going through the motions.
Right. Right.
It didn't really feel like I was like
Getting much out of it.
no.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I think this is something that I can like that I should consistently come back to.
Right.
But like not do it so much to the point where like I don't really appreciate it anymore.
That's fair. Yeah. I think it's important too. Like if
So I think you're doing. I know you said like, oh, I got to get back to it, but I think like your cadence to visiting your journal is probably perfect.
yeah, probably. It's, when I need it and when I feel like I need to, just like write down my thoughts, or like I feel like I need to hear myself more, like maybe when I'm trying to decide on something major, it's nice to like, see the words written down and to be able to visualize it. And I think it helps just like, take that time to really think through a decision. And that's usually when I use it the most, and it helps. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, I did want to touch on some realtors. I don't know how much time we have. We got like 20 minutes. We're good. But I did want to touch on some stuff that could make some potential good reels.
Yeah, for sure.
You, right?
Let's do it.
So just kind of like thinking about some content that like your viewers, your clients, your customers would be interested in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard because I feel like I don't really know what questions they would ask. But what are some questions that you hear all the time? So how about that? I mean, you're talking to sellers every day. So what are you hearing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of people are just asking like, why, where am I going to move if I end up selling? Like what am I going to do? I've got to find a house to buy and not exactly sure like what I'm going to do, because the payment's going to be a little bit more for a house that's maybe slightly nicer than mine.
So what do you tell them?
I mean, to be honest, I tell them, we need to look through your options and see exactly what makes sense. Obviously you're gonna sell your property if it makes sense. If we can get you the most money possible, and then apply that money towards the next home that you buy. And the biggest thing is like utilizing some of the programs that they have for loans. Also like 2-to-1 buy downs. If you ever heard of that, it's where you can actually buy down your rate for like the next 2 years. You can buy it down 2 points. So if you're at a 7% interest rate, you can buy it down to a 5%
Oh, dang.
for the first year. And then the next year you buy it down 1%. So that 7% is now 6%. And then the third year it gets back to normal. So it's a great way to have them actually afford the home. And a lot of the times we can actually get the seller to pay for that through their closing costs. So it's really
so what you would recommend people that are like looking to sell and then buy is just sell it.
Yeah.
And then utilize like lending options to kind of lower your monthly payment until rates adjust.
Exactly. And the cool thing too is like, you end up getting the seller to pay for these concessions to pay down your rate. And you can actually utilize when you go to refinance, like, because obviously everyone's talking about interest rates are going to drop sometime next year. No one knows exactly when, but presidential election's coming up. So we have an idea that the economy's all of a sudden magically going to get better. So I think we're seeing that they're going to get better. So we can refinance once rates get better, and you can apply the 2-to-1 buy down funds towards the refinance. So those funds will always be able to be utilized towards the sale. So you're going to get full benefits from it for the time that you own the home, and then when you refinance as well too. So it's just a great opportunity for people to get into a home now versus waiting until the rates get better. But we all know when rates get better, there's going to be a lot more competition. So we're going to start to see prices go up. And if you get into a multiple bidding situation, you're going to overpay for that property. So benefit is there's less competition now, and you can utilize and get into a home and still get the incentives, and then use those incentives to actually refinance when you can.
That sounds like the perfect answer. Like if you're on the phone with somebody.
Yeah.
What's like the 30-second real answer?
The 30-second real answer. 30-second real answer. I mean, it's so when you it's a 2-to-1 buy down. You're going to use the 2-to-1 buy down to purchase your property, and you're going to get your rate down to a point to where you're paying 2% less for the first year, 1% less for the next year, and then you're going to be able to get into that home now versus waiting until interest rates drop.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different on real versus on the phone. What like when I was listening to you, I'm like, this sounds like a phone call.
Yeah, that's it.
But I was like, dude, this is like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was probably
can't squeeze this into a reel.
Yeah, that's probably a little bit longer than normal. You want to explain all the details, of course, but in a reel,
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
and I think you're a personable person, and you like talking to people and kind of like getting that push pull.
Yeah.
But when it comes to social media content, like you got to keep it 15 to 30 seconds, and you kind of have to just be like straight to the point.
Right.
Because like people don't really usually stick around for 3 minutes.
No, it's fair, bro. I'll even say like that's something I need to work on right now, just in my business as well. It's like I don't really jump on social media or do like podcasts or anything like that. So like that's actually something like I've talked to my wife about too. Is like that's something we're gonna start utilizing over the next like 6 months. Is like doing more social media, doing more reels, like working on my pitches and what have you. Because I'm good on the phone, but I've never done like social media.
Did I tell you my secret to filming content by yourself?
Just hit record.
Nah, I didn't tell you.
No, I don't know.
So here's the secret. You get a sheet of paper
Yeah.
and you draw a circle, 2 dots, and a smile. And then you tape it right next to the camera.
That's good, yeah.
And then you talk to the camera.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that way it feels like you're still talking to something.
Dude, I've tried it.
Yeah.
It's night and day.
Dude, I mean,
I can't talk to a dot, but I can talk to a smiley face.
Bro, it's intimidating, bro. Like you just standing there like, like sitting here and you're looking at a blank thing that's like got a red dot and you're just like, all right, cool. Like no feedback, nothing.
Right.
I mean, it's impressive that people can do it and like they do it so well. Like
introverts are really good on social media and stuff
Yeah.
like that just because they're like cool talking to like a dot, like a black dot.
They're good either way, right? Like, dude, I look up to people like that. It's awesome, bro. Like, it doesn't come naturally for me. Like, I feel like
I don't look up to them.
I mean, I think it's cool that you
I
can do
prefer
it.
our social skills.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
But like, I mean, that's why I like filming like podcast style
Yeah,
because it's easier for me to like filter through like the good conversations.
yeah.
Versus me like trying to think of stuff and then post it online. It's very hard for me to do that.
Yeah, this is a little bit more natural for sure. It's easy.
Like you forget that it's rolling.
Yeah.
You've probably forgot many times.
I did actually. Yeah, until we started talking about social, I was like, oh, let me look at the camera once. But yeah, it's funny how that works, bro. Like, I don't know.
So I think if you're just like ideas, like when you start filming, do like the smiley face.
I'll do the
trick,
smiley for sure.
or literally have someone in front of you interview you and just like cut out what they're saying,
Right.
and like just film
Just your response to
your
them.
response, but like have the camera like right next to their face. You know, kind of like this kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know, and it's gonna come out
No, that makes sense.
amazing
That's good. That's good. I'll definitely try that for sure.
because you're extrovert. You have to play to your strengths.
Yeah.
Because like right now, like you're very like animated,
Right.
very natural. Like
Right.
this is gonna come out amazing on video.
Yeah, it's good.
It's gonna look really good.
Good.
And that's because you're just like in your element, like talking to like another person, like just
Right.
connecting.
Right.
But it's not gonna be the same if you like whip it out and you're like,
I'm just freaking talking
like,
to myself.
hey, hey guys, Instagram.
Yeah. Hey guys, cool.
Bye.
I do like 6 tapes for it. Like, you
Oh
know.
really?
Dude, whenever I do like I post for an open house, I'm like I do like 3 or 4 takes because I always get it wrong the first time. I'm like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah,
So
it's tough.
definitely much easier when I talk to like a person for sure.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But you've been doing good for social too, man. Like that's where.
Shout out to Antonio, man.
Hey.
He has
Antonio's
full
amazing.
access to my Instagram
Yeah.
and now my YouTube, and he's editing and posting.
Yeah.
And man, like that's the only reason this stuff is getting out there is because of Antonio. If it wasn't for him, I would not be posted. I wouldn't do it.
Man, shout out to Antonio.
I wouldn't do it.
It's a sleeper pick, bro.
What do you mean?
No, he's been great, bro.
Oh,
The last year.
yeah, man, it's killing it. Yeah. Anything else you want to chop it up about?
Let's see here. So, how'd you get into flipping, bro?
Flipping?
Yeah.
It's kind of a long story, but I'll try to make it short. How I got into it was my dad was a plumber for 30 years, and I would help him out when I was like in high school.
Yeah.
And the flipper was always like at the job site, and he was like the coolest. They're always the coolest, happiest guy.
Making the most money.
You never knew how much money they made, and sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, I'm losing money on this one," but they would still have a smile on their face.
Ah, that's good.
You know, and they bring the paychecks, they bring the Gatorades, and they just like. I remember there was one flipper. he like would buy me and my dad McDonald's.
Oh wow, nice. Good guy.
Yeah, and we'd go to breakfast, and he would ask me questions like, "Oh, what do you do?" His name's Timothy. Super cool guy.
Timothy, nice.
And I'm not even sure if he was a flipper. He was just a real estate investor. But there was other flippers that he worked with. But
Yeah.
Timothy is the one that sticks the closest to mine. So, I never got to ask him like real questions, like how do you finance things, or how much money do you make? But he just left like an impression in me.
Yeah.
And ever since like I had those conversations, like I knew like pretty much at 14 to 16, I already knew what I wanted to do with my life.
Right.
And I just didn't know how to start. So I would ask like teachers, coaches, people like, hey, I want to get into flipping. Like, how do I do it?
Yeah.
And like, I got like the worst responses ever.
Really?
Yeah. They just told me to go to college, get a job.
Oh, geez.
Save up all my money. And then once I have money, then I can invest like at 40, 50.
Okay.
And that was the plan.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
That's crazy.
So I went to college, got my bachelor's degree in science.
Yeah.
And then I was going to go to med school to be a doctor so I could raise money and start flipping at 50.
Dang.
So
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
That's my plan.
Wow.
And I was like, I finished my undergrad and I was applying to medical schools.
Yeah.
And got into one. And I was just like, damn, this is the fork in the road.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, this is the fork. And
This
I was
is it.
like, I could do it when I'm 50, or I could just like fumble my way to my next 5 to 10 years and just figure it out.
Yeah.
Just like get like a regular job at McDonald's or wherever
Anything.
they'll hire me.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just like figure it out. And that's what I chose to do.
Dang.
Is I just didn't go to so I have a few friends in med school, man. They're killing it. They're almost out of the residency.
That's
right
great.
now. Yeah, they're almost out.
Dang.
And
So looking back, would you change what you decided to do or no?
dude, if I could go back, I would have dropped out of high school.
Nice. There we go.
I would have dropped out of high school, dude. If I knew what I knew now, I would have dropped
Yeah.
out. I would not have finished high school, and I would have not have finished or even started college.
Wow. Yeah, because you don't really need it, right? I mean,
You don't need it.
School of Hard Knocks, bro. You learn as you go.
I feel like to flip houses, you basically need like a middle school education.
Sure. Yeah. Just know how to talk to people and where you can get people to
Basic
Find what you need.
math,
Yeah, it's
adding, subtracting, multiplication, division, fractions.
right.
That kind of stuff. You don't need to do any kind of crazy formulas.
Right.
It's just basic stuff. And you don't need to be super smart. You just have to have a little bit of guidance and some huge motivation.
Right. That's cool, bro. Yeah, I definitely look to, as I'm like transitioning in my career, I've been a real estate agent for 8 years now. And I've been a part of a flip with my dad. We ended up flipping our neighbor's house, actually.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done one on my own yet. So like, that's definitely the plan as I get a little bit more cash flow.
You're supposed to do it this year, bro.
That was that was
I
the
was
goal.
waiting to see it.
I know, bro. I know. Life changes happened,
Just gotta
but
wait a little bit longer, huh?
just a little bit longer for sure.
Yeah, it'll
but it's
come, dude.
definitely
It'll come.
next year will be the year.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
claiming it here right now.
Y'all heard it here
For
first.
sure. Yep. For sure.
Nice.
I
man.
will.
Looking forward to seeing that move, man. And I feel like you're gonna kill it, dude.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
I feel like you're never really ready, but I feel like you have like the right mentality to just like figure it out, and
Yeah.
that's really what it just takes. Like,
Yeah,
you're
bro.
never gonna be 100% ready,
Nah.
and you never know good at what you're doing until you do it. When
That's
it comes
so
to
true.
flipping, so you're as ready as you're gonna be right now,
Yeah.
and so don't feel like you need any extra like knowledge or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the last like couple of years has kind of been my like internship, right? Like I worked for like Ryan Pineda, like learned what he was doing over there, and then we ended up working together, like me and you, for like the last it's been like almost a year now, a little over a year, just like pretty much like learning flipping and like learning the numbers and like the contracting and all that stuff. So it's like I feel like I've got a really like well-rounded now to where like I feel super comfortable.
Yeah.
with
Last thing you need is just to get your teeth kicked in, and you're
That's it, right?
and then you're fully part of one of us. You're one of us.
One of us. Yeah, bro. I look forward to it though. Yeah.
So you gotta have your stories. You gotta have your. You gotta get your. What do they call it? Your licks in. You gotta get beat up a bit.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
that's part of it, man. You gotta have those war stories.
Yeah, the battle wounds, you know?
The battle
Yeah,
wounds,
you've
there
got to
you
have
go.
them, bro. I mean, it's part of it, so.
If you don't got it, then that's why I tell people, like, once you do one flip, like, you have super, like, huge flipper respect in my book.
For sure.
People are like, oh, man, he ain't a flipper. He only did one flip. I'm like, oh, you know how hard it is to get through one flip?
Yeah, right.
Like, dude, if you do it especially by yourself, you do
Yeah.
one flip, like, dude, like, you have my respects. You might not have any money, but you got my respects.
That's hilarious,
You
bro.
definitely don't got any money.
Nah, no money, but you got respect though, yo.
I mean, you know, it takes a lot of courage, man.
For sure. I agree. I mean, that's the thing. Like the last year I've been helping flippers like find deals, you know, like I think I helped you find 3 or 4 deals,
At
you know,
least,
like
least.
MLS or whatever, past clients, whatever it
Probably
is.
more
But
than that.
yeah, bro. So I mean, it's yeah, definitely something I'd like to do like next year for sure. Like I've got enough experience at this point to where I feel pretty comfortable with it and helped you with a few, and so it's like now I feel like I'm ready. So
Well, whenever you want, man. You know, whenever you're ready to join a Collective Genius,
hey,
let me know.
all right, we'll do.
A few years out, whenever you get the ball rolling, I'm having my first mastermind on next month.
Oh, nice.
I'm a little intimidated, but
When's it? When is it? Little plug. When is it?
It's gonna be it's in Tampa Bay, Florida, and it's gonna be the first week of October.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like 3 days or something like that.
Nice. That's exciting.
So, yeah, man, I'm super happy about it, and I keep telling everybody to join. not because there's any like incentives or anything like that, but mainly just because like I like to see the buddies win too. You know, I don't want to be by myself. You know, I thought about it like, man, what's the point of me learning all this flipping stuff, and then I like, you know, die one day or like, you know, done.
Yeah.
And then like I didn't teach anybody.
Yeah, you got to pass it down, right?
You know, there's like a little bit of legacy that goes into like helping other people.
For sure.
And I think that can be like more rewarding than actually doing a flip in itself.
That's so true. Like helping people out and helping them find like their way, find their footing, and you see like the results from like what they're able to accomplish on their own, and like you might have been the spark. Like
Right.
that's cool, bro.
It is cool.
I mean, it's amazing to see like somebody's growth. So I mean, you have a piece of that, you know, that you're a part of the journey, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to give back, man. I mean, however you can, and this is just like my little way of giving back.
Yeah, bro. You've done a lot for me, bro. So I mean, you've taught me a lot about like, you know, flipping, construction, you know, how to analyze deals. I mean, we've worked pretty closely the last like year, you know, so just like to see everything that you've helped me with, bro, like I appreciate you. So
No, I'm telling you, man, you're ready, bro. Just got to get your teeth kicked in.
hey,
That's it.
that's it, huh?
Got to get your ass whooped. Got to get your ass handed to you. You need to be humbled a little bit by the market.
Yeah. It'd be a good time next year for
It
sure.
will. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Just don't lose too much money.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get more money and less respect.
Hey, no, man. Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah, dude. Dang, dude. Well, let me see how much time we got on this.
Yeah, where we at?
That's it. 3:00, man.
Cool.
Any last words you want to share?
Any last words?
Any encouragement? You know, I like to close it like this. What are you know, what is the one thing about real estate investing that you are most passionate about?
Most passionate about? You know, it's funny, but it might sound cheesy, but the relationships, you know, like just over the last like couple of years, just meeting people at like meetups and like just the friendships that you acquire, like just through like real estate investing. It's funny how close you get with like the people that you're closest with. And I'll say, man, like a lot of like the people that we've been around like the last year, it's been an honor to get to know them and have them in our lives. And it's cool to be around other people that are like-minded and like have the same like thought process as you. And I just think that like, you know, meeting new people and meeting those people and getting close with them is really, that's one thing I'm grateful for sure. And I'd say if you're looking to get into real estate investing, jump in, get involved with meetups, you know, Facebook groups, whatever it may be. Like, just jump in, you know, get involved, and before you know it, you'll be, you know, talking shop, and then you'll be out there looking at properties, and then you'll be out there analyzing deals, and all of a sudden you're going to be making your first offer on a property, and you're going to be like, dang, this happened so quick. But it's just a development over time. And yeah, you just got to take the first step.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's good, brother. Thanks for sharing, man.
Cool. Yeah.
Hopefully we have you again soon.
Sounds good.